Cancer, this is your love and romance reading for whenever you find it. Let's go ahead and dive right into this. Ooh, all right, you've got one jumping out already. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. All right, let's see what else we have here. Maybe you're still waiting. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Pisces had the same card in the same spot. And flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So you may be single, or maybe you had to wait a while for the right one to come in, but it's saying to stay lighthearted, playfully be flirtatious. I would say stay optimistic, but let's see what we have in the tarot. I don't generally focus on love readings, but I figured you guys might like it, so here we go. We have 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. Okay. Well, 3 of Pentacles, this could be a workplace thing, although I don't recommend dipping the pen in the company ink. But, you know, hey, things happen. People are people. What can you do? Pisces, the Hangman. We have strength, inner strength. You're going to need some inner strength here. 5 of Pentacles. Ooh-wee. All right, one more row here. And we have the Fool. Okay. We have Justice. And we have the Empress. Woo, getting back on track. Little hiccup right here with the 5 of Pentacles, that 8 of Swords, maybe even the 2 of Swords. Let's see what's going on here. All right, we have Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, King of Wands, and the Fool again. Wow, look at that. Okay. How interesting. 2 Fools. Well, it'd be interesting to see what's connecting it down here. It's going to be very important. We have the World. Yeah, I definitely feel like something is closing out or ending here. Page of Swords, 3 of Wands. There's an energy here of something I feel like not working out and you moving on. All right, let's see what we have. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles again. So we have that twice. We have the Star on Justice and the 7 of Swords on the Empress. All right, so we have the 5 of Pentacles twice, feeling left out in the cold, abandoned. We have it twice. And then we have the Fool twice. So those are 2 major energies of this reading. It's interesting because the Fool is coming up here, and then the 5 of Pentacles is here. All right, in your first row here, first set of cards, we have teamwork, 3 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So this could be your approach to relationships, slow and steady. You know, a team player, right? Very fair. We have the Justice card down here. I think, Cancer, you are very honest with how you come out or like how you present yourself in a relationship. I don't think there's any mystery about what you want. I think if you're interested in someone, I feel like you let them know. I don't feel like there's any games here at all. I feel like this is basically your approach to this. That's what I'm feeling. Slow and steady. Practical. Very down to earth is what I'm feeling here. Now, if that's not the case, let's see if we can get any other energy here. It could be that there is someone who wants to take their time, who wants to move slowly, who is a team player, wants to put in the work. It feels a bit boring, though, to be honest with you. It's not very exciting, but it's stable. It feels persistent and stable. Okay. That could just be you and what you're doing for work right now. So just take it however it resonates here. We do have some swords energy. The Two of Swords is indecision, this or that thinking. Limited options, really. Or limited, I mean, not so much options, but like if you are presented with an opportunity to make a decision, you're only seeing it in like there's two options here, but there's a whole gray area, right? So this is saying trust your intuition when it comes to this King of Wands energy. I think what you see with this person on the surface here is not really what's deep down. And that I'm saying that because it's saying don't judge a book by its cover. There's something more about this King of Wands person here than meets the eye. I'm not saying it's anything bad yet. I'm not necessarily feeling it. King of Wands, I have to say, is that can be a bit of a player energy. This is someone who likes to get attention, who's very attractive, who is probably the life of the party, very outgoing, very boisterous, fun to hang around, very fun, but probably not ready to settle down is what I'm getting here with this energy. Now that could be you, Cancer, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I think you are probably feeling that about this person. Like, I think they're a lot of fun to be around, but there's something that just kind of feels off, not quite right. So it's saying trust your intuition when it comes to this life of the party type person here. I'm getting the feeling that this Eight of Swords is you. This Eight of Swords here with the Fool. And we have to look at this one too. There could be a fear here that if you take this leap of faith, it won't work out. You'll be left high and dry, rejected with the Five of Pentacles. So this could be unrequited love. I get the feeling sometimes, Cancer, that you probably do jump in a little too quick. I think you have a very open and giving heart, and that can set you up for disaster in a way. I think you want to see the best in everyone, and sometimes maybe that can cloud you from seeing like what someone really is. Not that they're really being manipulative or trying to pull the wool over your eyes, but I think you're very optimistic. I don't think you hold grudges with this Fool energy, but I do think there is some worry here in this fear of rejection, that if you take a leap of faith, it's just going to turn out horribly. And so that could be your energy or theirs. Take it how it resonates, right? We have two major arcana. We have the Hangman, Pisces. We have the World card, which is Capricorn energy. Once again, we're seeing this card of looking at things differently with the Hanged Man. If you're waiting for a sign or waiting for some type of epiphany, I'm kind of feeling that this is saying that you're going to have to take some type of action at some point with this World card, because this is an opportunity. This is a doorway to complete something. And I'm kind of feeling with this Hangman, I'm getting some different vibes here. So I think there's a part of you that already knows. If you are in stillness, if your mind is in stillness, wherever inspiration I want to say, strikes you or hits you, that's what you need to do. Ask for a sign and wait for it to come if that's what you're needing. There is some type of healing that needs to happen here to move on to this next chapter of your life, and part of that healing is in this hangman energy of having this epiphany, of being able to see things differently. Like, how did situations make you stronger? How did they fortify you? What did you learn? That's what I'm kind of feeling with this hangman energy. It's not something that is going to just um, strike you in a way. I think that's what you want, but I think this is something you have to search for within yourself, if that makes sense. That information is already inside you. You just have to be willing to look at it. That's the strange message I'm getting there. And here's the inner strength as well. You have to be brave, I feel like, to face your wounding, because we do have healing family issues here. That's what we have with the strength card, healing your shadow, embracing all aspects of yourself, becoming whole. But I think with this Page of Swords, you have to be curious enough to do it. You have to be brave enough to do it, to look at your shadow and what part of you is willing to, or not willing, but thinks that things might go sideways. You know, this fear of rejection. And it could be that possibly you are looking at someone who's not a good fit for you. Could be, you know? So I think you need to work on this inner strength you have here. Now, for some of you, side message, because we do have Leo and Leo, you could be interested in a Leo. That's what this feels like. You might be watching them, but not really speaking up or saying anything because of this fear of rejection. I'm getting that. That is like a big thing here in this reading. But if you're flirting, kind of testing the waters, you know, you could see if maybe they're interested too without just putting everything out there on the line, if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So I know we already looked at this one. We looked at it in regards to the Fool, but we got to look at now this Five of Pentacles energy that's showing up twice here, along with the Three of Wands. Here's that expectation. Again, so this disappointment, this Five of Pentacles, it's not a healthy place to be. It's focused on your weakness, focused on, you know, values that you don't have, thinking you're not good enough. That's why that strength card is so important here. That's the key. Hi, Sophie. And yeah, he said yes. He agrees with me. My cat agrees with me. So I feel like this expectation here with the Three of Wands is that expectation of this abandonment, of being left out in the cold, of feeling less. You know, this is all tied together, that if you take this leap of faith, you're just going to be burned again. Oh my goodness. Huge fear of failure here. Oh, but the universe, this is justice. Justice is not a judging energy. It's just a mirror. So here's the horrible truth of this reading. If you're in this fear of failure, unrequited love energy, not even willing to take a leap of faith, that sort of thing, because you're afraid it's not going to work out, the universe is just going to reflect more of that to you. Horrible. You know, this is about being optimistic, about being open with this star energy, that dreams can come true if you're open to what the universe can give you, a real true match. It may not be this, you know, I'm the image I saw in my mind here of this King of Wands, not that he's a Leo or anything, was Chris Hemsworth, because he's a very good looking guy. So, you know, maybe take it down a few notches. I'm not saying settle, You know what I'm saying? But there's a perfect match out there for you with this star energy. But it's going to, we don't want this kind of energy to come in for you, with this fear of rejection. We want you to be in your best, highest energy, is what I'm saying here. So, this is about thinking positively, about connecting with your higher self, and really valuing who you are and loving yourself. And that love for yourself, that is what the universe will mirror to you, and that will bring in the love of a lifetime for you, the perfect fit. All right, so we have the Empress and the Seven of Swords. The Empress here, and we have this clock. Some of you, male or female, doesn't matter. You might feel like your clock is ticking because this is the Empress energy. It's about, fertility, having children, things like that. Even if you're a man, you might be wondering, am I ever going to have children? And for men, obviously, they can wait much, much longer to do it. But I think that clock still is in their mind, because if you think about it, there's a window where you are young enough to really enjoy your children in a, active way, where you're physically able to do things with them and enjoy having children. But, the clock is ticking because, vast majority of people do not take care of themselves as well as they should. So you need to be honest with yourself here, I think, with the Seven of Swords. Not hide anything, right? Because the Seven of Swords could be hiding their motivation here for what's really going on. If you're really, really wanting a family and wanting children, you have to be honest about that. But don't let that drive you, and don't sneak around with that energy of, oh my gosh, my clock is ticking. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay, it will be there, and it will come in divine timing. It's worth waiting. There it is. It's worth waiting for. It is, to have the right person. But this fear of rejection has to go. It absolutely has to go. Because that is just, it's no bueno. Solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one. So you definitely might be single here, and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. And that's probably part of that hangman energy of just being alone and just really filling yourself completely with love. Love yourself big time here. Woo! All right, one more. Divine order. Practice patience. There it is. It's divine timing. Wow, and there's that 2-2. Whenever there is this acceptance here with this stillness and the hangman energy that will open up this new part of your life, the new journey. Wow. Key. New beginnings. There it is. This is the key to that door, the world. Directions and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. I feel like this is pretty good. Don't let your fear of rejection hold you back. Scissors. Disappointment in some affair. And I think that's happened probably at least once or more. And that's part of that fear of failure, not even wanting to try. Carriage. This is the Chariot, Cancer. This is your card, a journey either physical or mental. That's you. We have Jug. Lighthearted, carefree time. And that's that Fool energy. Really embrace that Fool energy, because the Fool doesn't retain anything negative. The Fool cannot hold on to the Five of Pentacles. Those are conflicting energies completely. So you've got to let go of that and just move forward with that carriage energy. All right, Cancer, that is your reading. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you want to see more readings like this, also let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.